today?
Hey, how are you?
Good.
I'm
How are
doing
you?
good. You know, I am surviving today. Thank you for taking
Good.
the time to speak with me.
Absolutely.
Can't say the same for the people in Ratched if they survive or not. Sure.
Yeah. Very few survivors.
No.
Very few, but Finn, I wanted to start with you because I am like in awe of you and I am scared of you at the same time because you play all of these characters who are so complex. And I want to know specifically for your role for Ratched, like what is that experience like? What does the preparation look like for playing these kind of deranged characters?
Yeah, I mean, you have to kind of try to put yourself in the shoes of someone who lived a very different childhood than I did. You know, I think so much of all of our development comes from the way that we were raised, and finding out that he came from so many homes that were so broken and was so abused all of his life, that's kind of where all of his derangedness comes from. And so to sort of remember to keep tapping into that was kind of the place where I found his humanity. And yeah, it's definitely, there's some scary territory that I go in personally that is so different from my own personality. But ultimately, I think I loved the arc of where this whole character went and where he began and where he ended, and how so many layers were pulled back from the kind of monstrosity that you see in the first 15 minutes. That by the end of the show, hopefully, I think you've developed a certain kind of understanding of him that you maybe didn't think was possible in those first 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's what's so interesting about Ratchet, and especially specifically for both of your characters. You kind of formed this opinion when you first start watching the series, and as we get to learn more about your characters, I started to feel kind of conflicted. I was just like, I feel like they are good people, just they are scarred by their circumstance. You know, the choices that have been made throughout the course of the series have led them to kind of this crossroads that both of your characters are at, and Jon Jon, for you, I've loved your work, your most recent work. Also, too, I love that you always find a way for your characters to represent the Philippines. I was like, yes, tell everybody. But for your character specifically, how is it portraying this doctor and really shattering kind of what the limitations would be as a person of color in the 40s at that time? I want to know what that was like portraying your character specifically in Ratched.
When I first read the script, I was so happy that they acknowledge my culture in this character. You know, it's so easily they could have ignored it, but they embraced it, and and then it was like, it's up to you now, and I took it, and that helped me as well, playing him, especially in the 1940s, where everything started against him. It's like it's designed for him to fail. That's why he's a brilliant doctor, but he has a chip on his shoulders because he needs to do more. He actually believes that he is a great doctor and he can cure anyone. He's probably his ego is big, yes, but he kind of a god complex in a way, but his intentions, I believe, are real and true, and he is trying to make it in a world where not a lot of people like him survive, which also helps in his demise, and the way Ryan writes his characters is just amazing. And even your expectations are just, it's not even close to that. And he just gives you meaty roles, meaty scenes that you go, as an actor, wow, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, like, look, you guys took me through it this whole season. I was having nightmares and everything. I was just like, I cannot take this anymore. But one of the things that I truly enjoy at the core of Ratched is how they showcase those who are dealing with mental issues, and how they show how the system has felt them, but also too, Jon Jon, with your character, how some people are still fighting for them. And so I wanted to know from the both of you, what takeaway do you want everyone, the audience, to have while watching Ratched? And Finn, we can start with you.
Yeah, I think you've really hit the nail on the head. Like, it is asking a lot of questions about mental illness, how we define it, who defines it, and how come they're the authority of who is sane, who is insane, and do they have their own mental issues that they're trying to work out? It just a lot of interesting murky waters that it's bringing up. I hope people, first of all, do recognize how far we've come. I mean, we're not performing lobotomies or electroshock therapy, and how recently that was happening.
Right.
And people thinking it was going to cure you. And, I think Dr. Hanover has the best of intentions when he's doing that, and how barbaric that seems to a modern eye, and how things, I mean, homosexuality was considered a psychological abnormality at that time, that was treatable. So how far we've come, and yet how little we still know about the human mind and about psychoses, and what a mystery the mental illness still is to all of us.
And Jon Jon?
You said it. It's you have a preconceived judgment on a person, on the character, right? And then as the story goes along, you go, oh, you're conflicted. I think it's the same in real life, and that's what I think in a way the show is trying to say, that don't have any judgment. You need to. You don't know what this person has gone through, or what this person is going through, and all the characters are so flawed, and so they're hiding from something. They're trying to get away from something, that judging them from what you see, what they do is it is easy, but you're not giving them the complete story and justice.
Thank you both so much. You were both fantastic in Ratched. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.